want to go to Aman Lekhi first. Mr. Lekhi, the fact that the court in Surat has convicted Rahul Gandhi in this case of defamation, when there are comments made by various leaders, many in the BJP, which prima facie seem defamatory as well, but in this case a conviction for defamation has been given, in other cases it wasn't, is leading opposition leaders to wonder whether this conviction would have happened if the case was outside Surat. Would any court outside Gujarat also, according to you, on the basis of the evidence that existed, have come up with such an order?
Well, firstly, I just happened to hear what Mr. Sundaram said. I still can't see you, Rahul, but I'm still speaking. I presume you are there.
I hear you.
What is very important here is, no one is talking about the relevant provision here is 199. Now, 199 is an exception to criminal law, because in criminal law anyone can initiate proceedings. However, under 199 is a requirement of a person aggrieved coming, and because the law requires, in a case like defamation, which has an overlap with speech, to limit it to cases where criminal prosecution is in fact warranted by a person being specifically aggrieved. And because person aggrieved is not defined, insofar as the meaning it is to be given depends upon the offence and the circumstances. Now, the offence and the circumstances in totality quite show that the target of Rahul Gandhi's barb, uncharitable as it was and lacking in finesse, was actually Mr. Modi. Now, Mr. Modi has not actually filed, and rightly so, has not filed a complaint. However, the complaint has been filed by another Modi, saying that he belongs to a group. Now, merely belonging to a group will not entitle a person to file it, because the group has to be ascertained and defined. And insofar as Modis are concerned, they not only cover OBCs, but they will cover others also. And in addition, the person who is going to the court must show how he has been injured by that particular comment. Now, whether this threshold requirement of 199 was satisfied, because in a political discourse, things are spoken, and they're spoken across the spectrum. We have this similar kind of profanities coming from all sides. Now, because you get coming from all sides, and this is the low level of political discourse in the country in any case, easy resort to defamation, so that courts become tools of a political slugfest has necessarily to be avoided. And there has to be some kind of maturity in the judge who's actually hearing the matter.
No, sure, you're making a larger point. I'm asking you a straight question. The fact that the judge says that 13 lakh people have been defamed, have you ever heard that earlier? Somebody saying that 13 lakh people have been defamed?
It is inappropriate. It is inappropriate that this is so. As far as the comments are concerned, the judge has to limit himself to the fact of the case and the law. And any comment extraneous to what the merit is unwarranted. And you are right, the law is also a question not only of the order but perception. And the very fact that this is actually in Gujarat may actually lead to this kind of view that it may have been motivated by something, but I don't join that. Mainly because the court is in a particular place doesn't necessarily mean that insofar as...
So you're essentially saying that you think that the order is wrong?
Yes, what I'm saying is the order is not correct, because the threshold requirements according to are not satisfied. This person could not be the person aggrieved. In any case, it is outside explanation 2 of 499. And in the circumstances of the case, in fact, because defamation is punishable with imprisonment or fine, he says this is repeat offence, because the repeat offence it aggravates. The point is, every politician is a repeat offender. And because every politician is a repeat offender, when the matter comes before the court, and this is basically an issue between politicians, I personally think the court should ideally, in a matter like this, particularly when it's a question of a statement being made in a political meeting, choose to be a bit more discreet in the use of law, which in any case has necessarily to be restrained because of its overlap with speech. I'm not defending what Rahul Gandhi said, but the point is the lack of caliber, want of erudition, and complete absence of finesse is not only in Rahul Gandhi, but is across, as I'm saying, the political...
Now, you make a very important point. I want to put that to Syed Zafar Islam. Aman Lekhi, given his background and his standing, coming out clearly and saying he thinks this order is wrong, and therefore for the Lok Sabha Secretariat to have disqualified Rahul Gandhi seems odd. And the fact that you've got a judge who says 13 lakh people have been offended and defamed, and the person against whom that comment is made, he's not gone to court. He seems to find several things wrong with the manner in which this case has been decided.
Just a minute, Rahul.
Rahul, first of all, the court has pronounced the judgment. It is not the Bharatiya Janata Party, or for that matter, the government, or for that matter, the Secretariat. It's the legal position. What is to be affected has been done by the Lok Sabha Secretariat. and they have just implemented what has been pronounced by the Honorable Court. They have the right to appeal, but as far as the observation made by the Honorable Judge is very, very clear that people have felt offended because of the statement he made.
But
and
you
it's
know,
not
you
only
also heard what
expressing-
Aman Lekhi said. Politicians make all
Aman,
kinds
see-
of comments all the time, which are very
See,
offensive. And you don't have,
See-
you just, because the politician saying it, and in the past as well, judges have held politicians to different standards, saying in the political heat these kind of things are said. It's not taken literally.
Rahul, if anybody feel offended, he or she has the right to approach the court. If nobody has approached the court, you will never feel or get to know that whether the person has been offended by the statement made by any politician. In this case, there is somebody who felt offended. The entire community felt offended. They approached the court. They
But this
provided
also
all the
doesn't
evidence
happen.
they had.
13 lakh people don't feel offended at the same time. This is
I mean,
also
you cannot question the honorable judge because he has more evidence than you have. We are simply discussing here and debating on the judgment he has pronounced. But he will have access to more information. He may have cross-checked many other information which you and I don't have access to.